Hi guys, it's just Adam, and today we'll be discussing Danny Rowe at Rangers. So that's Danny Rowe and just the current situation because it is getting a bit dampening. If you're looking from afar, obviously Ferencváros bet them 2-1 yesterday, Robbie Keane. And if you watch the highlights, it is actually embarrassing for one of Scotland's biggest clubs to be doing that bad. Obviously, we've seen Rangers do bad in previous seasons, but this is very dampening in Scottish football, in my opinion. It's the same with Celtic doing bad, but I'm just going to talk about who is to blame now. You know what I mean? If you enjoy this kind of content, leave a like, press that subscribe button, and put in post notifications, and go to all my socials, and let's get into the video. Firstly, guys, we're going to kind of talk about Rangers' run of form. It's up and down. It's up and down. It's very up and down. So first we have them drawn Livingston. No, sorry, they bet Livingston to. No, was it? I think it was 2-0. 2-1, sorry. 2-1. Aye, 2-1 it was. Yeah, I remember now. Whew, that was a close one. They drew to Falkirk off in each. They've got, I think, they drew to Braga 1 each, even though Braga had 10 men most of the second half. They got beat off of Ferencváros 2-1. That I know that I probably butchered that name. Obviously, they got beat off of Celtic. They won Kelly away. They drew Dundee United away. They've got Hearts next week, I think. And it's just been a very dampening period for Rangers, I think, looking from afar. They've not been able to pick up wins. They're not losing games apart from Europe, but they don't pick up wins because they've got 1 point in, I think it's 6 games in Europe, or it's 7, no, 6 or, no, it's 5 or 6 games in Europe, and they've only got 1 point, which was against Braga at home. Very damp to watch on TV. And I'm going to try and get back to the football vlogs, by the way. Locally, I'm in Glasgow, so I can get to a couple of grounds, but I don't want to go to both Old Firm clubs because I'll try and go to some of them, but it's hard to get to them because obviously they're two of the biggest clubs, and I'll have a bias towards one of them. People try and put that on me, so there's no point in doing that. I might support one of them. You don't have to know, but I don't. Basically though, Rangers they've started bumpy under Russell Martin. Russell Martin was an absolute, he is a lie as a football manager, let's put it that way. Never was going to succeed up here. You could tell day one, never going to succeed. Mind you, you could see what he was trying to do because he done it in England to an extent, but they conceded too many goals. Rangers and Celtic, you need a structured defence, good attack, exciting players. Simple on paper, hard to do actually in real life. Obviously, I've already, I think I've done videos on the Rangers board, I've done videos on Rangers managers, I've done videos, I've probably said it in videos, but the players, I don't know who's in charge of recruitment. Well, actually I do, Kevin Tellwell and Patrick Stewart, but how bad does it get? They came in a couple of years ago and it has only seemingly got worse. Obviously they're gone now, so it's good news for Rangers fans, I assume, and hopefully there's a step in the right direction in January. If you're a Rangers fan, you need to see that. Obviously Danny Rowe came in, he's done the best he could. You can see improvements on the pitch, but you can tell this time, I think it's always been obvious, I've always said it to Rangers fans I know, and to many people I know, that like football, about Danny Rowe, well not Danny Rowe, sorry, the players itself, they don't get enough criticism. Tav does, but that's only because he's the captain. He does. Yesterday, it was absolutely shocking at Triton back, but there's more players. I mean, Fernandes for the goal, for goodness sake. I've never seen. I could probably defend better than that. He's facing the other way for the cross. Ali McCoy's pointed out, and when I was watching the highlights when I got home, I was like, what the actual France? It is bad. It is bad. If you're a Rangers fan, I think you'd have the ball. Many other things as well. I probably can't say. Even Max Aarons, he had that reputation. I got to Liverpool back in the day, but just looks like another player. Asgard looks like a Haaland with a bad haircut. Gassaman doesn't look like the player he was under Martin, weirdly. Majowski, I always knew Majowski would do good. I think we saw that at Aberdeen beforehand, and we knew that he was going to do something in Scotland again. Chermiti, 10 million for that. You know what? You would rather buy a packet of paracetamol for £10 million. You know what I mean? Like, probably get more use at it, you know what I mean? Probably when they missed sitter on sitter on sitter on shitter on titter, you know what I mean? But Danny Rowe he has stabled the ship, but these players, Rangers fans will probably admit to this, they need to own it. They need to stop, because Todd Cantwell, decent player, but he kept posting in his Instagram. Even when Celtic won the league by quite a bit, he was posting on Instagram, and if you're on Scottish football Twitter, it was hilarious. The memes that you got were unbelievable. And there's a couple of players that post. Obviously, I don't mind from afar. You don't mind if your club's players post after a small game they've just won, or even if they've lost, and apologising. See, you do it in a derby, like Rangers and Celtic, Old Firm. I'll probably do an Old Firm video just because I don't have time there. I want you to know how actual fierce it is up here, and just posting after that if they've lost is unbelievable. It's like no caps on the right, and you're like, why do fans have to see it? You know what I mean? It's one of these things. It's Rangers have to get a grip, have to like I'm not saying to control players' social medias, but just advise them. It's like Wilfred Nancy. You would have thought somebody would have advised him not to use blue on his whiteboard. I don't know if Celtic fans actually care, but it did stir up a bit of banter on Twitter, shall we say. Obviously there's going to be I think there's always going to be question marks when you're at one of the big clubs, but it's just an absolute shambles at Rangers at the moment. Whether they can finish in the top three is debatable. I think they will end up finishing third if Hearts don't drop off. If Hearts drop off, they'll finish second or win the title. No, they'll come probably second or third. It really just depends. Honestly, guys, it just depends. I never expected them to do this bad. I don't think most of you expected them to do this bad, but for a while it has been dreadful if you're a Rangers fan. The club has been so badly run, and this was always going to happen. You always get this with a bad board. Like, the club just seems like it's just recycling bad players. So yeah, guys, I know it sounds like I was making a rant, but I'm saying what a lot of Rangers fans think. I've seen their views, so I've kind of tried to put that in a video. I hope you enjoyed it. Remember to subscribe to the channel, leave a like, put post notifications, and goodbye.